Every single day, $5 trillion moves through the global financial system. $5 trillion. That's more than the entire GDP of Japan in a single day. And the system moving that money is the same one built in 1973, 50 years old, slow, expensive, and about to be replaced. The question isn't whether it changes, the question is what replaces it. And the answer has been hiding in plain sight. Your bank sends a message, not the money, just a message, to a network called SWIFT. That message travels through multiple correspondent banks. Each one takes a cut. Each one introduces delay. By the time the money actually arrives, 2 to 5 business days have passed. Fees have been deducted at every stop, and the recipient has no idea exactly when it's coming. This is the system that moves $5 trillion every single day. The same system that was built before the internet existed, before mobile phones, before everything. The numbers tell the story. The average international wire transfer costs between $25 and $50 per transaction. It takes an average of 3 to 5 business days, and in developing countries, the cost can eat up as much as 10% of the entire transfer. Trillions of dollars moving through a system that charges like it's still 1985. This is the problem XRP was built to solve. Not another cryptocurrency to compete with Bitcoin. Not a speculative asset. A bridge. XRP is a digital asset built specifically for the movement of value between financial institutions. When a bank in Japan wants to send money to a bank in Brazil, XRP can act as the intermediary asset, the bridge currency that converts on both ends in real time. No correspondent banks, no multi-day delays, no mystery fees. Settlement completes in 3 to 5 seconds. The cost of a single transaction? Less than a fraction of a cent. The entire architecture was built for one purpose: to make the movement of money work the way the internet works. Here's what makes XRP technically different. Bitcoin uses mining, energy-intensive computation to validate transactions. XRP uses a consensus protocol, 150 independent validators around the world who agree on the state of the ledger in real time. No single entity controls it. Ripple operates 6 of the 150 validators. The rest are universities, exchanges, financial institutions. The XRP ledger has been running continuously since 2012. Over 70 million ledgers close without failure. In 2017, Ripple announced RippleNet, a network of financial institutions using XRP for cross-border settlement. By 2023, over 300 financial institutions had joined. Not fringe crypto startups. Santander, American Express, Standard Chartered, Bank of America filed multiple patents referencing Ripple technology. The Bank of Japan collaborated with Ripple on settlement research. The Monetary Authority of Singapore ran pilot programs. These aren't rumors, these are documented partnerships, filed patents, and published research. The institutions that control global finance have been quietly building the infrastructure to use this technology at scale. But the most significant evidence isn't a partnership announcement, it's a technical standard. ISO 20022 is the new global messaging standard for financial transactions. Every major financial institution and central bank in the world is migrating to it. The deadline was November 2025. And here's what almost no one is talking about. ISO 20022 was designed for digital assets. The standard requires rich data, real-time settlement capability, and programmable transactions. XRP was built with these specifications in mind years before ISO 20022 became mandatory. Of all the cryptocurrencies in existence, XRP is one of the only ones fully compliant with ISO 20022. That's not coincidence, that's architecture. The Bank for International Settlements, the central bank of central banks, published Project Nexus in 2023, a framework for instant cross-border payment settlement connecting national payment systems in real time. The technical specifications align precisely with what XRP already does. The IMF published a working paper on digital bridge currencies. Again, the specifications map to XRP's existing architecture. Neither document names XRP, they don't have to. The technology they're describing exists. It has existed since 2012. The question the documents raise isn't whether this type of system will be built. The question is which digital asset will serve as the bridge. In 2020, the SEC sued Ripple. The lawsuit claimed XRP was an unregistered security. For 3 years, it cast a shadow over the entire project. Then, in July 2023, Judge Annalisa Torres ruled, XRP sold on exchanges to retail buyers is not a security. The ruling was a landmark moment, not just for Ripple, but for the entire crypto industry. Regulatory clarity. For the first time, a court defined what XRP is and what it isn't. After the ruling, something shifted. ETF applications began referencing XRP. Institutional custody providers added XRP to their offerings. Exchanges that had delisted XRP during the lawsuit relisted it. The infrastructure that had been built quietly during 3 years of legal uncertainty didn't disappear. It accelerated. The institutions that had been waiting for regulatory clarity had their answer. And the documented story continued. Here's the scale of what we're talking about. The global cross-border payments market processes over $150 trillion per year. The correspondent banking system that currently handles this is inefficient by design, and everyone inside it knows it. The BIS has stated publicly that the current system needs to be rebuilt. ISO 20022 is the first phase of that rebuild. The digital asset layer is the second, and that layer needs a bridge currency. Let's be precise about what has been documented. A 50-year-old payment system that processes $5 trillion daily and costs billions in fees. A digital asset built in 2012 with the technical specifications to replace it. Over 300 financial institutions in the network. ISO 20022 compliance, BIS and IMF frameworks that describe exactly what XRP does. A landmark legal ruling and a regulatory environment that is shifting. This is the documented story. The question the documented evidence raises isn't whether the global payment system gets rebuilt. It's already being rebuilt. The question is what role XRP plays when that rebuild completes. And the answer to that question has the potential to change the financial position of everyone who understood the story before the world did. The documented story of XRP is just getting started. If you found value in this story, subscribe to XRP Chronicle for daily documented drops. The full breakdown, everything you need to know about XRP, how to hold it, and what's coming next is at the link in the description. Every piece of this story is documented. Every source is real. Follow the evidence.